Good day and welcome everyone, Stuart here from Northern Bolt & Tool, and today we're going to be looking at our cordless range of circular saws from Ingco. Before we get into today's video, I'd just like to thank everyone for the 10,000 subscribers. It was a goal that we set for 2025 and we reached it in August. So super stoked. Thank you guys all so much for the support and love. Really appreciate it. In other exciting news, on the 25th to the 27th of September, we're going to be having our Ingco Open Day. We're going to have show exclusive specials. We're going to have Ingco South Africa and Dekakila South Africa present. And guys, we're going to make a show of it. I'm going to be there, meet and greet. So come through to our store. It's going to be a great day. So without further ado, let's jump into today's video. So today we're going to be looking at the 140mm, 165mm and 185mm circular saws from Ingco. All of these units are cordless. We're going to unbox them, look what they come with, and just talk about accessories, accessory availability, spare blades, etc. So with that, let's jump in. We'll start off with the 140mm and see what it comes with. Alright everyone, jumping into the 140mm circular saw from Ingco. All of the machines are brushless in the range, so that's really great. Over here we've got our owner's manual. Here we've got the tool itself, and here we've got this guide. Looking at the tool, right off the bat, you've got your dust extraction port over here. You can put your shop vac on here, take out all the sawdust, debris, dust, whatever, keep your shop as clean as possible. Now, moving on to this base plate, there are a few adjustments. So you've got an angle one over here to adjust the angle, and you've got a depth one at the back here, little handle here, and you're able to adjust the depth of your cut. So that's really quite neat on a machine like this. Over here, you've got your blade lock. You're able to lock the blade in place to change it. It takes an Allen key, or you can do it with a spanner. Speaking of the Allen key, you do get one with the machine. It is over here. You can also use this Allen key for this guide screw or this little cap screw on the front here. So the way it works is you slide your guide through here. Once you've selected the distance of your cut that you want to make from the blade, you simply fasten the cap screw on the front here, and now you've got a nice guide. So that, guys, there's not too much more on this particular machine. Great little tool, a lot of features. And lastly, guys, we've got the safety switch over here. So you just engage that, pull the trigger, and off you go. Nice, simple, easy to use. So that, guys, let's look at the 165mm circular saw and see how it compares. Let's jump into the 165mm. So as I mentioned before, this is a brushless unit. They're all brushless. That's quite nice from Ingco. Over here, you've got your guide and owner's manual, and you've got the tool itself. So this particular tool does look a little bit different to the 140mm one. Got a nice two-handle design, so you can hold onto this machine really nice. Of course, the safety switch is a little bit different in that you can push it through from both sides. So for left or right-handed use, it is usable and quite ergonomically friendly from that perspective. So with regard to the base plate, there are a few differences. So on the front here, you need to loosen this screw over here, as well as this one at the back to set the angle. So there's two places where it gets locked in. What is nice about the guide screw though, is that you don't need an Allen key to fasten or loosen it. It does have this little grip on it, making it a lot easier to fasten and loosen, especially when you're making various changes throughout. So although it's a small difference, it does make a big difference in my opinion. Over here, this is where you change the depth. So you can change it there, it's nice and easy, very easy to use, as you guys can see, super easily adjustable. Now, this machine also comes with an Allen key. This one is hiding over here. It's quite cool how Ingco are able to blend these Allen keys in. Sometimes people don't even realize that they've got them. In the front here, you've got the blade lock. So pretty similar setup to the 140mm. And of course, you're able to loosen with this nut over here at the blade, able to change it out whatever blade you'd like to use. So very similar, obviously slightly bigger and a little bit of a different design with the two handle. So let's open up the 185 and see how that one compares to this 165. Diving into the 185mm circular saw, of course this unit is also brushless like the other two units. Over here you've got your owner's manual and you've got your guide, and over here you've got the tool itself. So right off the bat, this tool does look very similar to the 165, although the knobs on this one are red, so they stand out a little bit more, but it works pretty much the same. You've got this knob at the back here and at the front for the adjustment on the base plate, as well as the depth over here. So that's all pretty much the same. Over here you've got your knob for the guide. So again, very nice that it has a little handle so that you can adjust it more quickly and easily. And at the front here, you've got the blade lock with the Allen key in the same position as the 165mm unit to loosen and fasten the blade. One thing that is different on this particular unit is the blade guard. This blade guard is now metal on this particular unit. Now, another similarities, the switch, the safety switch is the same, works the same. The handle up here is also the same. The motor does seem to be slightly larger. So larger machine would make sense to have a slightly larger brushless motor. But yeah, other than that, it works pretty much the same as the 165. Nice two-handle design. Let's have a look at the tools all together and let's talk about them. Okay guys, so we've got all three machines here. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to test for you guys. We did order some wood, but it hasn't arrived on time, so we're not able to test and compare performance differences, but maybe we can do that in a future video. Over and above that, when our wood does arrive, we are looking at making a comparison video between these and maybe another brand. So if there is something you'd like to see us compare these circular saws to and maybe another brand, let us know which size circular saw you'd like to see compared and which brand you'd like to see us compare it with. And we'll try and make that video happen for you guys. So just visually looking at these tools, you can see this smaller unit, the smallest one, has the blade on the left-hand side of the tool, whereas these both have it on the right-hand side. So a little bit of a difference there. And I think another big one is actually the dust extraction. These large machines have little ports on the cover here to pull out all the little bits of sawdust, etc. But it doesn't have a proper port to suck it out and really clean the air before going into the workshop. Now another difference is that the smaller unit is designed for one-hand operation, where these other two for two-hand operation. So a little bit more convenient, especially if you want to hold something. Of course, it's not advised, so please don't do that actually, clamp everything down, but it is designed for one-hand operation. Just be careful where you put that other hand, wouldn't want an accident to occur. Another thing to consider with these types of tools is the depth of the cut that you're looking to achieve. So this smallest unit here is capable of cutting down to 50 mil. The medium 165 mil is capable of cutting down to 55 millimeters, and the 185 millimeter machine is able to cut down to 65 millimeters. So if you're going to be cutting in that sort of ballpark, then for your application, it's pretty easy to gauge which one you should get. Now, all of these machines are really good tools. We've sold plenty of them. We haven't had any comeback with people disappointed with the performance of the machine. Of course, we will test that. And like I mentioned before, guys, if you'd like to see a brand compared and a size, let us know size and brand, and we'll try and make that happen for you. Now, another thing to consider is obviously pricing. This unit, the 140mm, comes in at around 1,200 Rand. The 165 comes in at around 1,400, 1,450 Rand. And the 185mm unit comes in at around 1,780 Rand plus minus. So another consideration to take when making a purchasing decision. Now, when it comes to the size of the tools, this is also a big consideration. Availability of blades is something that you have to consider before making a purchasing decision. And on that, the 185, we've experienced there's the most availability on blades and blade options. The 165, not so much. The 140mm, it's similar to the 165, but the advantage of this unit is that it is a little bit different, so it gives you a little bit of a different application compared to these larger units. Ingco do carry blades for all of these machines, so as you can see, this is the little 140mm blade. We've got a 160 over here, and we've got a little nice 3-pack for the 185. We do have various options available. These aren't the only options, so go and check out our website for more information with regard to cutting discs, cutting blades for these circular saws. Of course, there's a brand, Torcraft and ProTech, that carry these blades as well. There's plenty of variation. 99% of application for these machines is cutting wood, but in the Torcraft range, there are some that you can put on for cutting aluminium. So that makes the machine a little bit more versatile if you need to cut aluminium. But please guys, use the right blade. Do not use a wood blade on anything but wood. It goes without saying, makes perfect sense, but guys, it does happen. Please use the correct blade on the correct material. So now, the million-dollar question. Which unit should you buy? And I think it comes down to application. If 50 mils of cutting depth is good, I would stick to the smaller unit. One-hand operation, dust extraction over here. Very, very nice machine. This is one I'd go for. If you're looking to cut deeper than that, I would actually head towards this 185mm unit. It's only 300 Rand more expensive than the 165, but you get a bigger blade, deeper cutting depth, as well as a greater variation in blades and blade availability, that sort of stuff. So that would be the one I would get. So if you had to buy one and one only, and you had a budget and you could afford the bigger unit, I'd go for the bigger unit. Otherwise, the smaller unit would be the one I'd go for. And I think for a lot of people, 50 mils of cutting depth would be pretty good and would get most of the jobs done. So that's my recommendation, guys. We will be testing the performance of these tools in a future video. As we mentioned before, guys, sorry, our wood order just didn't arrive on time for us to make this video. So that is something that we will do in future. If you'd like to see us compare these circular saws to another brand, hit us up in the comment section down below which brand you'd like to see us compare them with, as well as which size circular saw you'd like to see compared, and we can make that happen for you. So guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and hit that subscribe button. It really does help. We appreciate all the support that we've got up to this point, and we'd just like to thank you guys once again for helping us reach our goal of 10,000 subscribers. With that, guys, these machines are available both online and in store. We'll have links down below to our online store for more information, more specifications, as well as our address, should you wish to come in store and have a look at all of these machines. So guys, with that, thank you very, very much for watching. Really, really appreciate it. Hopefully I get to meet some of you guys on the 25th to the 27th of September at our open day at our store. So guys, don't forget to come through. Thank you very, very much, guys, and I'll catch you again next week. Thank you.